Hello everybody and welcome to the stream. My name's JuggleGod Hammond here with post-University Overwatch week number 3 at the NECC. Currently, they are sporting an 0-2 record, looking to get their first win tonight against RPI. Now, had a little bit of a delay game, so RPI dropped to the first map, is waiting on a player. They made it, so we're going to continue on with maps number 2 and 3. And map number 1 going to be Sham Bali. There's going to be a post-university on the left. They're going to be defending first tonight. MultiKel on the Ramatra tonight, which I'm excited to see. Also going with the Anakiri backline, which is could be very problematic for any kind of divers. Could be problematic for any kind of abilities that RPI is going to want to hit post-university with. Right now, Sodium just taking a nice soft angle here. Vero checking the flank. Getting forced to back out. It's going to be nice. That's going to just burn a little bit more time off of the clock. Big pick onto Paul. That's going to give pretty big advantage here to post-university. The cart has moved along just a little bit, but the important thing here is that post-university has taken the fight. MultiKel now trying to see if they can get the last minute stagger here on the Genji, but unable to make that happen, so now just going to reset. The Fire Drago actually pushing out pretty aggressively. Gonna take a pretty aggressive angle here with King, who's gonna get pushed out pretty quickly. Finds themselves on fire due to a nice placed dynamite from Ursodiumlvl. And now, cart's been picked up by RPI. Post-University now playing catch-up with a huge anti-nade there. MultiKel's able to get the pick on that at the very end. Genji gonna fall as well. So, while post-university might have been a little late getting to the cart, they're able to win the fight, and that's the really important thing here. These fights have also been won so quickly that, and so efficiently here from post-university, that they're just now building up their ultimates. They're not even going to have them completely here until fight number 3. Fire Drago is going to have Coalescence. So that could be a problem here for post-university. I'm looking at Ursodiumlvl to try and put some pressure on them. Already got a nice angle on the high ground. Gonna be doing this Genji here in just a moment as well. Big win there. Big fight win for Ursodium. Rather, dual win. Just now with a Molten Core to try and keep Sondari off the point. They're gonna be backing up pretty quickly, but unable to survive. Nano Boost committed as well. Might have been a little bit of an over-investment here, but it does pull out the Coalescence from Fire Drago. There's definitely a silver lining there, but that was also the only one of 2 ultimates that post-university expended during that fight. So they're going to have 3 pretty impactful ones coming up as well. Of course, Bob, which I think Sodium probably wants to hold on to unless either they're about to die or the card's looking like it's going to capture. But MultiKel continues to put the pressure on RPI, taking out Paul once again, who got a little too aggressive. Here comes the Kitsune rush, though. There's going to be a play shortly after that. Big anti-nade again from Elle. Elle, she has just been on top of those this entire map. 56 seconds left to go. Under a minute here, and post-university is looking phenomenal right now. This is a squad that, you know, had a 2-week break, and it looks like they've made the most of it. 2 of the biggest, most brutal, most difficult to deal with ultimates coming up here. We've got the blade coming out from Genji, who's looking to try to maybe get some point as quickly as they can. They're going to get pushed away pretty hard. Anti-nade lands as well, so the punches from MultiKel are going to land. 25 seconds left to go here. Bob committed early on. They smell blood in the water. Sondari getting pushed back pretty hard, trying to keep this team alive is RPI, but they're not going to be able to do it due to the just onslaught of damage coming out. And wisely, MultiKel has held onto this annihilation because that's going to be pretty much what Post University has to hold their hopes on for this final fight. That's gonna be brutal, though. Big anti-nade hits, though. Again, Elle has just been all over those. Asleep as well. Sauter now coming in and trying to get their annihilation going, but it's gonna be taken out of commission very quickly. MultiKel continuing the rampage here. Sauter falls, and with that, Post University is gonna get a very nice hold here. Right around the second corner here on the first point of Shambali.
Score 0-0. Switching sides.
So Post University going on the attack here. They can play this pretty patiently. This initial straightaway is kind of hard to deal with if you're not able to kind of poke at whoever's going to be on the high ground here for RPI. The card doesn't really make a whole lot of progress, but once you've kind of dealt with this high ground, you can typically get it a little further away. 1 to 2 fights is all that really separates Post University from taking this first map out from RPI. And honestly, I gotta say it again. Elle, she has just been on fire. I remember this from the last game that we saw with Post University, where Elle just was hitting nade after nade after nade. And that's just been a thorn in the side of RPI this entire time. So they're gonna roll out with an Ana of their own this time. It's going to be the Ana Kiri backline for both squads here. Genji has opted for the Bastion pick. So again, that's going to be a lot of damage going down just kind of this main thoroughfare here that MultiKel is going to have to deal with. And MultiKel only has a shield that really does anything for a short time. They're going to have to use their Nemesis form to kind of deal with any extra damage that might be coming their way. Big kill from Fire Drago. Crystal goes down. Going to be out of this initial fight, but they've got time, right? This cart has moved up just a little bit here. Genji has now used the turret mode. Shield comes out as well from Sandori. Nemesis form now to try and deal with some of that extra damage that's coming in. Sandori forced to drop down onto the low ground now to try and duel away with MultiKel. Big anti-nade though hits MultiKel. There's going to be the Suzu. The anti-nade hits. Now Sandori as well. They weren't able to fare quite as well as MultiKel was able to. Now the duel's happening once again. Another biotic grenade comes in, this time from Fire Drago, and Genji with the turret going to be able to deal enough damage to send Post University packing, at least temporarily. Sending him on the Sombra as well, I think is a nice pick. Simba's going to be able to deal with Genji pretty effectively. Almost get spotted out right there. Genji doesn't quite have an idea of where they are, but the rest of the team is coming up there. Beautifully done. But that's going to be a nice Suzu to try and save Genji. It's not going to be enough, though. So now Ursodiumlvl able to follow up on that big anti-nade again from the from Elle. The Widowmaker, just a sliver of health. Here comes the Kitsune rush as well to see if they can deal with the last stragglers. And with that, they get 3 on cart. They may be able to just capture this outright. Respawns have happened, but crucially, RPI is not going to have their take, at least for the initial part of this fight. It's going to be up to, honestly, Genji and Paul right here, and they're pretty close to getting some of their ultimates. Paul forced to use the Suzu already and ducking back behind the cart, but anybody touches? Not quite. Genji just a little too far away. Post University takes map number 2. Loved Sodium on the Ash here. This is a beautiful angle as well. Very, very difficult for RPI to try and deal with. So we said that back to the lobby. We're going to throw it to just a short break. Not sure if we're going to do the full 5-minute break that they usually do in between map number 2 and 3 just because they had the map 1 forfeit. So we'll find out. Regardless, don't go anywhere. We'll be back soon. We are back. The break was short. 2-0 right now for Post University. We are headed to Suravasa. So our first flashpoint of the evening.
3, 2, 1.
It's going to be MultiKel taking the Zarya this time. So that's going to be a lot of damage. That slowly ramps up. It's going to be a nice TP to point as well. And I feel like this is kind of what you need to do if you're going to run a Zarya-based composition here. With a speed boost as well coming out from RPI. Everybody gets there roughly the same time. Ursodiumlvl is going to be able to get some nice charge there for MultiKel. Once again, Post University is going to be in the yellow. Vero's on the Mercy this time. Going to be pocketing the team. And it leads to this pocket with MultiKel at the forefront. A couple of big kills right off the bat. And the first point gets capped by Post. Now, with how quickly, again, these fights are being won by Post University, hardly anybody has built up any kind of an ult bank at this point. But Post University can continue winning this in the neutral, then they'll have just their ultimates ready to go for point number 2. At that point, though, RPI is going to have theirs too. So I'm looking for the next fight to really be where we start to see some of the explosions. Huge nade coming out from Elle again. We're going to keep the POV on her for a minute just to see if we can catch some of these in action in the moment. Nade is back up. Sandri tries to charge in, going to be punished for it. And now the rest of Post University is just able to kind of easily clean up what is left. Sodium does go down. With the Fire Drago out, there's not a whole lot that RPI can do. So, at this point, got to go the way of Post University. Only ultimate they really need to expend was that Valkyrie. So now we wait and we see where we go next.
Next flashpoint, garden.
With the absence of Lucio, this teleporter has been hugely important for Post University. Sandri goes for a flank. They've also got the Cassidy to watch out there. Poor King has actually got a lot to do over there. Big shatter, but not anybody able to follow up on it. Huge flank from King. Takes out Elle, who again has been just that thorn in Post University side. Vero's trying to duel the Cassidy, gets the win, gets the res, while the rest of the team captures the point. What a play there by Vero, and honestly, the rest of everybody who came to peel so that Elle could get the resurrection. So now, MultiKel got a big grab. This could be really useful, especially if they hold on to it potentially for final fight on this point, because should be another one here. Charge comes in. Big graviton surge right there, but the ultimate from Ursodium, only he's gonna capture one, but it's a big one. Fire Drago going down means that the heals are there for Sandri, and MultiKel is able to just laser them down. Still trying to chase them, but RPI is able to get out dodge. Survive for another day. Genji has this Death Blossom coming up, so Elle, once again, gonna have to be on it. Especially with those sleep darts, which I think they already used it. Yeah, she did. Huge anti-nade once again. The immortality field has to be used. Window is down. Drago taken out. Elle has laser-like focus as well on the Ana. Knows what's important. Knows who to hit. And with that, point number 2 goes the way of Post University. And now just 1 point separates Post University from taking their first win here in the NECC. Well, the team's actually going to be able to make it over to this point pretty quickly. Post University does get there first. MultiKel able to get some nice charge as well off of those fire strikes. Able to maintain about 60% here leading into this fight. So 100% should be pretty easy to get to. Vero has the Valkyrie again. Going to be looking to that. We're going to switch gears though, take a peek at Elle, because certainly going to have That sleep dart ready to try and deal with Genji, but didn't need it. Rez coming in. Point almost gets captured, but not quite. Elle just has free reign on this high ground, takes a very beautiful, advantageous nade, tries to throw the sleep dart towards his back line as well. And look at this support line. This support duo of Vero and Elle. They don't just support, they're going to aggro. They're feeling some of that DPS as well. Speaking of DPS, Ursodiumlvl once again has their ultimate ready to go. Oh, what a block there. What a nade from Vero again. Huge. There's the Death Blossom. It's only going to catch one, though, is Crystal. She's able to take one of them out. Comes the ultimate again. 60% now on the board. This is last fight territory for RPI. If they're hoping to come back into the series, it has to be now. Turret's going to be pretty impactful. Somebody's going to have to touch point, though. It's going to have to be fast. Sandari is not going to be the one who does it. Ursodium able to take them out. Moira desperately trying to get there, but it's not in time. And Post University takes the map, takes the series.
Play of the game.
Another look at the MultiKel Zarya. Ooh, takes out that Death Blossom right as it was starting to go. Grabbing on Surge zones, even though it doesn't catch anybody there. Oh, and look at that. Beautiful follow-up from Sodium. Love to see it, chat. Love to see it. That's going to do it for us here tonight on the stream. Thank you all so much for tuning in. Again, Post University able to notch their first win of the season here at the NECC in week number 3, improve their record to 1-2. Next week, they're going to look to see if they can take it to 500. So, thank you all so much for tuning in. GG's. We'll see you all next time.